Hey, comic lovers, EMoney here, and with me as always is the old man. Alright, so, what are me and the old man talking about today? Well, we are
Whatever
talking...
we want to.
Pretty much. But we actually do have some topics to discuss here. I have updates on a couple stories we've talked about in the last few weeks. Well, we're going to get to those in just a minute, including some casting news and new update on our good friend Renner. And, it's some good news. And then, the big story, or at least for us, I don't know about you guys, is the Oscar ballot is out for this year. So we're going to be discussing the good things and the bad things about the Oscar ballot this year. And then we're going to be talking about comic books, and we actually have a little bad news to share with you guys at the end of the show, so stay tuned for that. And we give you updates on other things going on with EMoney and the old man. All right. When you're lost in the darkness, look for the light. This is Back Issues. Alright kids, so before we get started today, don't forget to subscribe to our channel, turn on notifications, give us a thumbs up, and if you like, leave us a comment. Help us reach 1,000 subscribers in 2023. We got a big jump from our reaction video this past week, more on that later. But we still need quite a few more subscribers, all right? So help us out. Okay, so first up on entertainment news, we have another update on Jeremy Renner's New Year's injury, and it's some good news.
Okay, how's he doing?
Well, Renner revealed on Instagram Saturday that he broke over 30 bones in his snowplow accident that left him in critical condition earlier this month.
Ouchies!
Yeah. So in the post, Renner said, "These 30-plus broken bones will mend, grow stronger, just like the love and bond with family and friends deepens." Renner captioned on the photo depicting his morning workouts.
Man.
He also wrote, "Spawned from tragedy for my entire family and quickly focused into uniting actionable love." And he said, "I want to thank everyone for their messages and thoughtfulness for my family and I. Much love and appreciation to you all." And so, when he showed the picture, I was really relieved because in my head, I was thinking...
You thought he was like a double amputee or something.
Yeah, I mean, I was thinking like it was just I'm picturing the snowcat running over his leg, and I just thought it was like this,
Took the leg off.
Yeah, flattened, crunched mess is what I was picturing in my head. But I mean, no, his leg, his foot is still there. And, he is going through his physical therapy and hoping to make I don't know about a full recovery, but hopefully we'll make a good recovery.
Well, from EMoney and the old man, we just want to say, we're pulling for you. Want to see you again.
Yep, absolutely. All right, so best of luck to Renner and his family. All right, so next up, you remember a few weeks ago we talked about how John Cryer would not be returning to the role of Lex Luthor for the third season of Superman and Lois, and so you were happy about that?
Yeah, I mean, he's probably one of the best Lex Luthors out there, but he's still not what I want.
Real, okay. Yeah, I thought I thought he was one of the better Lexes.
He is.
Mm-hmm.
For one thing, he had more to work with. Mm-hmm. The writers did him justice, unlike some of the previous Lex Luthors. Mm-hmm. And that one kid from what was the kid I hate so much as Lex Luthor?
Oh, always put me on the spot asking that.
Of course.
Yeah.
You got a machine in front of you that'll tell you who it is.
Jesse Eisenberg. There we go.
Yeah,
okay, didn't need it.
Great actor. He was in the zombie thing. Zombieland. Hilarious. Other stuff he's done has been great. Mm-hmm. You ain't Lex Luthor, and you ain't never gonna be Lex Luthor. So quit trying. But go on.
Well, now it seems we have our new Lex. Entertainment Weekly reports that Walking Dead alum Michael Kudlitz will be the latest small-screen incarnation of Superman's most famous foe.
Who's that?
You remember Abraham from The Walking Dead?
Oh, the guy that, what's his face, hit with the baseball bat.
Yep.
I'm kind of starting to miss John Cryer already. I mean, once again, I got nothing against him.
Right.
He's a good actor.
Mm-hmm.
But Lex Luthor?
Well,
I don't know.
According to the official character description, this version of Lex will be known to the world as the visionary billionaire behind LexCorp, but secretly the criminal underworld knows who Lex truly is, a brutal psychopath who terrorizes anyone who he crosses paths with. So, obviously you're going for the, philanthropist billionaire type Lex instead of the, out to the world criminal mastermind Lex that he's known by in other versions.
If he keeps the haircut he had in The Walking Dead, I'm out.
Well,
I won't give him a shot if they keep that haircut.
I mean, Superman, not that particular haircut, but, Lex has had red hair in certain versions of it.
I'm sorry. He didn't have a flat top.
Okay. So, for this, I'm picturing him, like, channeling, Vincent D'Onofrio's Kingpin for his version of Lex.
Can Vincent play Lex and Kingpin?
I mean, technically he could.
He's got the look.
I mean, that would definitely be the definition of typecasting, but yeah, I mean, he could do it.
Two different companies, hey.
So, obviously an unorthodox choice for Lex, and, that's going to stir up some controversy about it.
How about we try an orthodox look?
I would argue John Cryer was the orthodox Lex Luthor, but okay.
I mean, once again, he's the best we've had so far. So,
mm-hmm. So I'm excited. I'm ready to
We're
see.
easily excited.
Well, I mean, I am all about giving any actor a fair chance at the role before I make a decision.
Why?
I mean, people were all down on Robert Pattinson playing Batman. And I think he did a pretty solid job with that.
He can't play Bruce Wayne. He can play Batman all right, but he sure as hell can't do Bruce Wayne.
I mean, just because he was in the Twilight movies, everyone thought that he couldn't act.
Well, I'm never going to get over that Twilight stuff.
Yeah.
Never forgive him for that, even though it's not his fault.
I told people, I think I told you on this show, before the Batman came out, watch The Lighthouse, and then, talk to me about Robert Pattinson's acting ability.
I did watch The Lighthouse.
Yeah, I mean, as a movie, entertainment, it was
a
terrible.
Horrible movie.
It was terrible. But as far as showcasing him and Willem Dafoe's acting ability, I mean, it was yeah.
Begrudgingly, I agree.
Right. Okay, so we'll see what the new Lex Luthor has to offer in Superman and Lois season 3, and that's coming up in March.
Alrighty then.
All right. Now, on to the meat of the matter, on to the big story. Earlier today, we're filming on Tuesday, we had our Oscar nominations announced, and now we have our ballots for this year's Oscars. Okay, so let's discuss a few things here. Well, one, people
want to go ahead with the bad first.
Yeah, let's do the bad first. People talk about snubs at the Oscars, and people get upset about certain things. A couple years ago, you had Lee Daniels, the butler, get snubbed at the Oscars, and there's been a few of those over the years. Well, the one we were hoping got snubbed did not get snubbed this year. Everything, Everywhere, All at Once is up for, how many did we count?
11.
11 Oscars, including Best Picture, Best Director, and 4 acting nominations.
Okay. I'm not going to talk about the acting nominations because that's not why I hate the movie.
Mm-mm.
I was so distracted by the just horrible story that they were telling that I don't care how good the acting was, I wasn't going to absorb that.
It was, I mean, it's like I'm living in a Twilight Zone where it's like everyone's crazy except me concerning this one topic, one movie.
We're on the same page,
right.
So it's not just you.
Right. It's like, what is wrong with everybody? It's such a stupid movie. It's stupid. I mean, we're talking about butt plugs and talking
hot dog
raw
fingers.
Hot dog. The hot dog fingers alone should have disqualified it from any critical acclaim, but it didn't. And Mystic Bagels, I mean, they were serious. They're like totally straight face. Mystic Bagels. Oh my God, it's so stupid. What is wrong with everybody?
I mean, to me, this was at the level of Sharknado. I mean, if you're going to give this 11 Academy Award nominations, why'd you snub Sharknado?
I mean, it's
in Sharknado 2 and Sharknado 3.
That's a good comparison. It's basically Sharknado with better acting.
Terrible.
So frustrating.
And somehow, you know how I feel about people that slam, I don't know, the Ben Affleck Daredevil, and they slam Nickelback. We saw a documentary on how that got started.
Yeah.
It's not because these things are bad. It's because it becomes popular to hate these things. This is the reverse. It's popular to like this stupid, horrible movie. I don't have to hang with the cool kids. I'm just going to tell you the way it is.
Yep.
That movie is horrible. Don't watch it. It's horrible. Well, now you watch it just to see how horrible it is.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, well, I mean, for us, for other people, they actually say they enjoy it, but it's like everyone who's hate watching Velma on HBO Max right now. I mean, basically, you would have to watch Everything Everywhere All at Once for that reason, or at least that's how I see it.
All right, well, let's move on. I can't. Okay. Because you know how I am. Whatever movie wins Best Movie, I buy a copy of the DVD, Blu-ray, whatever, which means we have to watch it again. That's going to be so painful. Oh, my God. Please don't win.
Okay.
Please don't win.
Moving on. Okay. So, next up, so good news was they did not snub my boy Brendan Fraser for Best Actor. A lot of people were worried about this because he has a lot of history with the Golden Globe people, and it's partially to blame for why he disappeared from Hollywood for so long. Was an incident with someone high up in the Golden Globes. Yeah, and I saw a mini documentary about that too, and he did not get nominated at the Golden Globes. So I was afraid that, you know, Golden Globe people, Oscar people, they talk to each other.
You don't have a thing for Brandon, do you?
Oh, yeah. How about that? Yeah. The Brandon bunch. So, yeah. Like I said.
We definitely know who you'll be pulling for.
Yeah. Like I said, he's my boy. So, you know, Oscar people, Golden Globe people, they probably talk to each other. So I was worried about that he wasn't going to get the recognition that, well, I say recognition he deserved, but I can't say that for sure because I've not seen the movie yet. Brendan Fraser nominated for The Whale. I've heard a lot about it, and you know, the old man and I definitely plan to see it between now and Oscar night.
Well,
but
let's give him a little background on EMoney, the old man, and the Oscars. Between now and when is it?
March 12th.
March 12th. We will watch as many of the major awards as we can, including all 4 acting categories, Best Picture, Best Director, both of the screenplay awards.
Everything else after that is kind of gravy, but...
Yeah, but we usually hit almost all of them.
Yeah.
I think last year we only came up 2 short, and I don't count animated, international...
Well... I mean, we might take a stab at the animated features.
It's not a big concern.
Right.
Usually, there's one outstanding movie that you know is going to win.
Right. We were just talking about this earlier.
This year, I can't pick it.
There's no Disney Pixar movie that's a shoo-in. So
we don't chase the 2 short
animated,
categories.
live action, and either of the documentary categories.
Everything else, we will see most of the movies. Every once in a while, there'll be one that is absolutely unavailable anywhere. Then we're kind of screwed.
Now, you can knock out, I mean, we've seen, as of right now, we've seen 3 movies in the Best Picture category. Everything Everywhere, Avatar, Way of Water, and Top Gun Maverick.
And we have a copy of Elvis.
Right. So that's why, I mean, you could knock out a fair amount of the ballot right now if we saw just 2 movies. All Quiet on the Western Front and Elvis.
Yeah, they got nominated, not as many as the name of the movie I will not mention, but they did pretty good.
Right. So, you know, obviously our work is cut out for us for the next month and a half or so, but...
hey, should we... The back issues show before the Oscars. Should we give them our picks?
Yeah, let's do that.
That'd be kind of cool.
Okay. So join us for that one. Okay, so there's a bit of a mix here. Every time the ballot comes out every year, there's a mixture of movies that we've been meaning to see anyways, and now we have more motivation to see it. And then there's movies that
make me want to die.
All right, let's get this over with.
But some of them are absolutely horrendous movies. I don't understand what the people at the Academy see in some of these films. Obviously, it doesn't matter if the film's entertaining or not.
I mean, this is what I've made this argument before. It doesn't matter if some movies are entertaining as long as they look artsy-fartsy while doing it.
Well, I could see a performance-driven movie. Mm-hmm. I get that, and I can enjoy that kind of movie. Mm-hmm. But even if you give me the greatest performance of all time, but a horrendous story, mm-hmm. it doesn't entertain me.
Yeah. So, I mean, you see, there's, Avatar. I think Black Panther is nominated for a lot of stuff. The Batman is nominated for at least 3. So, what do you think the Academy this year about picking movies that people actually want to see? Do you think it's
about the same?
About the same?
Yeah. Okay. The same percentage.
People have been criticizing the Academy for years about picking these like I said, artsy-fartsy movies that a lot of them no one has even heard of until they get nominated, and nobody really wants to go see them. So people have been telling them, nominate movies that are good, that are still good, but people actually want to see them. And it looks like it's about the same as it was any other year.
Yeah, the one I'm scared of is, it's not pronounced tar because there's a little thing over the A. Mm-hmm. But yeah, that one, that one's got me worried.
Okay.
Cate Blanchett is up for Best Actress in
right.
that.
I mean, Cate Blanchett is slowly becoming the new Meryl Streep and getting nominated just about every year.
Good for her.
Yeah. I mean, no, nothing against that.
Pick a movie I want to see.
All right, so we got our work cut out for us, and we'll get back to you closer to Oscar night. All right. Okay, that about covers entertainment news for this week. Now let's get into some comic reviews.
Yeah, this is called Back Issues.
Yeah. All right, so we got our mentions first, and I think the first one is an independent. We have 2 mentions this week.
If you can call Image an independent anymore, I mean. Was
it Image?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought it was something else. Okay.
Well, the fact that it's only $1.99 would make you think that, but But at any rate, from Mark Miller and Image, we have Nightclub #2.
Okay. So in the previous issue, our hero, I think his name is Danny, he injured himself, probably to point of was going to die soon.
Being stupid.
Yeah, being stupid, trying to do parkour and filming it, trying to get YouTube videos. When he's saved by a detective/vampire who is wanting to recruit Danny for being part of his special supernatural vampire squad, I guess. And, recruiting Danny because, he was about to die and had nothing to lose.
We need 1,000 subscribers, don't we?
We do.
I wonder how many people subscribe if the old man did parkour.
It's like, on the one hand, I want to see that, but on the other hand, it's like the last thing that I'd see you do, probably.
Yeah, probably, yeah. That would be the end of this old man.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, Danny finds his buddies, Amy and Sam, and he lets them know that he's got these special superpowers now, and he's dressed up sort of like a Spider-Man starter suit, pretty much.
He looks more like a luchador.
Yeah. And he's got the red hoodie just like Spider-Man did when he started out. And he tells them, hey, I'm a vampire. I'm not dead either. And, well, undead, I guess. And then, after a little discussion, he says that he wants them to be vampires with him. And, they're like, me, I don't know. And, there's, weighing the pros and cons of being a vampire.
There's a few pros, but there's a crap ton of cons.
Yeah, no daylight, for one. You have to work around the daylight without anyone knowing what's up. That would be...
Good luck with that.
Yeah.
Somebody's going to find out, and when they find out, the villagers with the torches are coming for you.
Mm-hmm. also needing blood to survive. That's a crapshoot.
Yeah, and in most mythos, pig's blood, cow's blood, rat blood doesn't really cut it. It doesn't taste as good.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, some like good vampires like you just you drink human blood, just you stop before you kill anybody is how some of them do it.
Yeah, in some of these stories there are humans who volunteer for you to do that.
Yeah. But usually that only works with an experienced vampire, not a newborn like this.
I got this much to say, and I say it a lot during the reaction videos. Oh, hell no.
No? Okay.
No.
And in this version, do they even have the option to hide their fangs? Because, like, all the different images I'm seeing here,
You have at least one little fang sticking out. So I don't know.
I mean, if you can't even hide the fact that you're a vampire, I mean that kind of stinks.
Yeah.
Okay, so you can weigh your own pros and cons about becoming a vampire. Big problem is in this version is you can't cross bodies of water, and I think they live in Manhattan, so that would
you ain't going nowhere.
I mean, some people live their whole lives without ever leaving the island. At least that's what I've heard. But yeah, that would be a problem for a lot of people.
All right.
Nightclub number 2, solid artwork. Mm-hmm. So it ends up with
3.5 shields out of
3.5 shields out of 5.
Right. I always forget because movies we do forced popcorns.
Right.
All right. Anyway, number 2 on the 2 mentions we're going to go over. Batman's been having a book called One Bad Day, and then featuring a different. It's always been villains, hasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Featuring a different villain. Now, the worst of these has still been pretty good. Sometimes the artwork would really bump it over the edge, but didn't get that artwork this time. But it's still an okay story.
Yeah.
And this is One Bad Day, Bane.
Okay, so in this story, it starts off, Bane seems to be retired from criminal work.
And what's he doing?
He's a pro wrestler.
Down in Mexico.
Which he's always had the look for. And it looks like a guy who's supposed to represent the Batman gets into the ring with him, and you're led to believe that, Bane loses control, has some bad flashbacks, and he actually breaks the Batman wrestler's back. And everyone's like, Bane, what did you do? And then you find out that
it's a work.
Yeah, there was a work. It was all part of the show. So then Bane gets home, and this kid breaks in, or didn't break in. He says he just walked in, and he offers Bane some venom that he stole from the place that he works.
And Bane is of the belief that there is no more venom.
Right. And Bane tells the kid that he doesn't want it. Then he wants to know where he got the venom from, and he wants to destroy all of the venom out there now because he thinks it. Now he's of the belief that it destroys lives. And so him and Batman meet up when he goes to get more information from venom distributors.
They don't just meet up.
Yeah.
They
fight briefly at the beginning, but then they come to an understanding.
And team up.
Team up, okay. Alright, so talking about the artwork here, it's like in some panels the artist put more effort into his art than others. Like some of these are okay, and then you have other like smaller panels where it's like some of the characters look almost ape-like. I mean, oh man, like look at this image right here of Batman on the scaffolding. It's like,
he's a little out of proportion.
Yeah, it's like, do you know what a human being looks like, or was it just described to you sometimes? It's very inconsistent, the artwork here. That's why it got a much lower score. I would put Bane One Bad Day on the lower tier of all of the One Bad Day stories.
Yeah, it probably was near the bottom.
Yeah.
Once again, still not bad.
Right. But, yeah, the artwork definitely brought it down. So, Bane, One Bad Day ends up with...
Well, it got 3.5 shields, but that's after we rounded it up.
Right. All right, so 3.5, rounded up. All right, so that's it for our mentions. Now on to our top 3.
All right. So we're fans of the TV show, and it's been, well, because you get to see the Justice Society in the show, that helps me because I love the Justice Society.
Right.
But at any rate, this first book, number 3, is Stargirl, The Lost Children, number 3 out of 6.
Okay. So Stargirl and Artemis are investigating the case of all of the lost children sidekicks from all kinds of different ages, going back to the Golden Age. And so they come to this island where Stargirl, separated from Artemis, meets up with a lot of these kid sidekicks.
And I thought that was great. I had a blast looking at all the different sidekicks, some of which I've never heard of, may not have actually been in the comics.
Yeah.
But a lot of them, like the Newsboy Legion.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, that was with the Guardian.
Yeah.
That was some great stuff.
Now, the Newsboy Legion, I mean, they start off in the maybe late 80s? Or did they go back even further?
I think they were Golden Age.
Okay. Because that's what I, read about them.
They brought them back in the Bronze Age.
Right. During the, death and life after Superman and all that stuff is when they were featured a lot in Superman comics.
Guardian stepped up in Metropolis, so you had to have a sidekick.
Right. And apparently these heroes don't really know what year it is because one of them's talking to Stargirl, and if I can find... Oh, yeah, right here. She says that, her stepdad knew this guy's father back in the day, and who is your stepfather? And he says, Pat Dugan, Stripe, and the kid's like...
Stripesy.
Like, Stripesy? Isn't he a little young to be a stepfather? So it's like, how do they not know what year it is?
Yeah, some of them seem to think they've only been on this island for a couple of days.
Yeah. And also, for you speculators out there, in this issue we see the first appearance of a villain character. And, of course, why they call it speculation is you don't know what they're going to do with this character in future stories.
And we're not 100% sure it's first appearance, but it's the only one I'm aware of.
Right. So, something to look out for. All right, so Stargirl, The Lost Children, number 3, ends up with...
4 Shields after we rounded it up.
4 Shields rounded up, our number 3 for this week.
Our number 2, a book that from Marvel that's been hitting the top 3 spots a lot.
Mm-hmm.
It consistently has great art, which that helps you stay in the top 3. But this is Punisher number 9.
All right. So in this one, Punisher and his war with Ares, the god of war, come to a head, and him and the Hand, right?
He leads the Hand.
Okay, the Hand and the Fist, I always get them mixed up.
Daredevil and Elektra are in the Fist.
Okay, so Ares and his disciples attack the Citadel of the Hand, and Punisher leads his soldiers to defend the island, and you know what? Ares, he may have bit off a little more than he could chew. You may have underestimated Frank a little bit.
Well, for one, he's a god. You can't really kill him.
Mm-hmm.
And he digs the chaos.
Right. So, I mean, I guess even in defeat, he wins, I guess.
Yep. As long as there's war going on, he's coming out ahead.
I mean, the worst you could do is have there, not be a battle, not be a war somehow, and just like, you send Ares away somehow.
Yeah, Ares ain't the type of guy to sit on the couch and watch football.
Mm-mm. So, while that's happening, in the meantime, all of the other superheroes, or I'll just say superheroes, because Punisher's not a superhero.
Oh, no.
All the heroes are meeting up with each other and saying, Frank,
we gotta do something.
Yeah, Frank may have grown too powerful being the head of the Hand, and we may need to do something about it sooner rather than later.
Frank Castle, the Punisher, gets superpowers, that's a problem.
Right. So, setting things up for future stories in that. All right, so Punisher number 9 ends up with
4 Shields.
4 Shields rounded up. Or not, 4 Shields
no
solid.
Round,
yeah, okay,
solid
no rounding up.
All right, number 1 spot, one of my personal favorites, and it's been in the top 3 a boatload, is Batman Fortress, number 8.
Okay. So if you've been following along with Batman Fortress, Alien invaders came and subdued most of the heroes of Earth. Superman's been AWOL, and Batman and his ragtag group of heroes and Lex Luthor have been making their way through Superman's fortress, trying to find out what happened to Superman. Well, they finally found him, and he's in the middle of the fortress, and he's been in a suspended animation pod the whole time.
He's just been chilling.
Right. And the reason for it, and why he buried the fortress in the bottom of the trench, the lowest point in the ocean, and put himself in animation, was that when he found out these aliens were coming to Earth, he thought that if he,
couldn't find him,
they would just leave. Well, as we know, that didn't happen. So it comes to this standoff where them, listing all of the crimes of Superman's family, because, Superman, he didn't do anything to them because he was a toddler when Krypton exploded. And, they come to a standoff asking him to turn him over. And then, of course, Lex, in typical Lex Luthor fashion, tries to negotiate a compromise in which, they take Superman and, you leave the rest of the Earth alone. Well, right in the middle of this, something happens where it went from 0 to 100 really fast, and then
escalated quickly.
Right, and then it's like no one reacted to it. It's like this thing happened, and then they're like, okay, now are you gonna turn Superman over or not? And I'm like, so we're just gonna ignore what just happened? Okay.
Well, what happened is obviously a good sign that this is not canon.
Not canon. And more evidence to that point was what happens in the end.
Oh, the twist?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely not canon.
I mean, it would definitely be interesting for future canon stories if that were the case.
Only if it was short term. I do not want that long term. No.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if it is non-canon, well, I want to see a non-canon follow-up to this because I want to see it. I think it would be fun to see the story that happens after this. Well,
get it.
So I know we're being vague, but that's because we want you to read it. So, Batman Fortress number 8, our number 1 pick for this week.
Also got 4 shields.
4 shields out of 5. All right, so what's coming out this week, old man?
Another big week for EMoney and the old man.
Okay.
All right, so things that pop out of me that I'm excited about. I have really been enjoying All Out Avengers.
Mm-hmm.
The regular Avengers storyline, don't read it, don't care. But All Out Avengers is pretty good, and number 5 comes out.
Okay.
Our buddy from Image, Junkyard Joe, is back.
Okay. That
has been a very interesting and different storyline.
Would be nice if it picked up a little bit, but yeah.
Yeah, but still good. We don't read much X-Men, but whenever they come out with a new major storyline, like a big multi-book crossover, I like to get number 1 so I at least understand what's going on, and may not get number 2 or any of the crossovers, but the first one's coming out, and it's called Sins of Sinister, number 1.
Okay.
The next Batman One Bad Day comes out, and this is Catwoman.
All right.
Remember Justice Society number 1 a few weeks ago?
I do.
It was okay, but the old man loves the Justice Society, so I'm excited that number 2's coming out. And I guess the big news, maybe as much for me as it is for you, which if you'd said this 6 months ago, I would have said you were nuts. But The Last Ronin, which is a TMNT book.
Okay.
The Lost Years, number 1 comes out.
Okay.
And to make it even better, it's a regular, normal-sized comic book.
All right, so what about the contributors? Is it the same as...
I don't know that.
Okay. Because, that's part of what made The Last Ronin so special was the writing and...
if the story and art suffer for some reason, I can drop those turtles like a bad habit.
I mean, if it becomes just another turtle book, the old man's not gonna be into it. Nope. So... we'll see. All right, so those are our picks for this week. Get them at your local comic book shop right now. All right, now let's turn it over to some announcements about what the old man and myself are going to be doing in the next few weeks. All right, so first up on our personal announcements, Well, we got some bad news for you. We talked about last week how we were planning on doing the Louisville Comic and Toy Show next month. Well, it turns out we're not going to be able to do that because, like I said, we hadn't registered just yet.
It's our own fault. We just procrastinated and thought, oh, we'll be able to get in.
Yeah.
No, we didn't get in.
I emailed the guy, said, sorry, we're sold out.
Now, there is a long shot that if they get some cancellations, they might contact us, but that's real long shot.
Yeah, I got to tell you, I underestimated the show because I hadn't heard hardly anything about it. So I figured, if anything, there was a chance that, he would, call up all the vendors saying, sorry, we didn't get enough people signed up, so we're going to have to cancel, if anything. But nope, I underestimated. He sold out.
Nope. We're going to be there one way or the other.
We'll probably go.
Around.
Yeah.
All right.
So don't look for our booth because we don't have one.
All right, and then this Sunday we got our next...
Sunday's our next Whatnot auction. And we're going to have all kinds of cool toys for you. We're going to have... do you remember what people were looking for?
Well, surprisingly, we got a guy who's looking for all the Puppet Master toys.
Yeah, that was... we went a while without selling any Puppet Masters.
Nobody even knew what Puppet Master was. They hadn't seen the movie, I guess.
Then we might have sold one here and there, but this guy... he
bought them all that we had. We brought 3 different ones, and
he wants them all. So we got Puppet Master. We're going to have... Marvel, DC figures, a lot of independent stuff. We'll probably bring some Spawn items as well. So,
we gotta be getting a little low on Spawn toys.
We are. And, we're always on the lookout for, new collections to buy. So, if you have any interest in selling your collection of toys or comic books, you could always reach us at the email address, emoneyattheoldman@gmail.com.
And we're fiending for Masters of the Universe and TMNT collection.
Yes, because that's what
fiending for it.
That's what people are always asking about. So, if you have those, just let us know.
Or G.I. Joes.
Yeah, those are always in demand.
All right.
All right. So next up.
All right. What did we do yesterday?
Oh, we have our reaction videos. So we're doing The Last of Us right now, and we just posted episode 2 reaction yesterday, yesterday if you're watching this on Wednesday. So you can watch that on our channel right now.
And I'll tell you what, EMoney's played through the game
5 times.
Wow.
Yeah.
I've watched him play more than I would normally sit and watch somebody play a video game, and I enjoyed it. Mm-hmm. But I'll tell you what, the show, I was actually tense and nervous a couple times in this last episode.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, Lordy. And my pet phrase, oh, hell no. That came out like 4 or 5 times.
Yeah.
So,
All right, and finally it is...
It's all you.
My New Year's resolutions that I promised to keep you guys up to date on. Okay,
the only reason he's keeping you all up to date is it keeps him honest.
Yes, it does. All right, so weight loss. I weighed in Monday, and I have lost another 3.5 pounds. Remember how you said it would slow down? Well, it's slowed down a little bit.
Has to.
Yeah.
So where are you at total weight loss for the week?
Total is, let's see, I do...
Carry the 1.
16.5 pounds since my December 22nd weigh-in. But I didn't actually, start working at it until New Year's.
I mean, to be honest, in my opinion, a reasonable goal is 1 pound a week. If you can,
that is a reasonable goal.
If you can do that long term and realize it's not just a short-term thing. It needs to be a life adjustment.
Right.
And you'll be okay.
So, still working towards that. Related to that, remember how I told you, one of the reasons I want to, lose the weight is so I can fit back in some of my old cosplay? Well, I tried on my Malcolm Reynolds cosplay pants and the shirt
from
last night. Yeah. I tried them on last night, and, they're snug. And I wouldn't want to be, wearing them for a long period of time, like at a convention right now. But I could button them. They got on. So that's progress.
But I bet those breeches were groaning.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't, like I said, don't want to wear them for a long period of time right now. But, I'm making headway. As far as screenplay writing, I actually didn't get any work done this week.
It has been a hectic, busy week. I've been complaining for days now that I need to be totally in charge of everything for a full day so that we can get things done. Never works that way.
So I need to work on that, and the old man is always my go-to to bounce ideas off of whenever I'm stuck on something. So we need to have a powwow for the screenplay soon.
Only if you buy the pizza.
Okay. All right. So that is gonna be today's show. Hope you guys had a lot of fun, and be sure to tune in for our reaction videos, our Whatnot auction this Sunday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we'll see you guys on Back Issues next week. All right. Excelsior.
True believers, the guys who watch our reaction videos are doing a whole lot better of posting interesting comments. You guys have let it slip. So come on, Back Issues fans, step it up.